month. I think we're coming up on the end of this season, though, and I haven't gotten to touch it too much, so we're climbing up through from gold to platinum. I'll probably make it to diamond before the season ends. This is a good hand because I have access to my Search for Azcanta on turn 2. 2 copies, actually. And the next turn I can also Anger of the Gods. This card is important in this deck because I don't really have any card draw with Expressive Iteration being banned. So we'll be relying on this card quite a bit. On YouTube, right? I still am on YouTube. We are still posting on YouTube, my friend. Yes, indeed. Same channel. So this turn, we will have the double red next turn to play Anger of the Gods. I'm going to go Search for Azcanta. So I'll be able to Anger of the Gods into Chandra. This... Yeah. Oh, Thoughtseize. So perfectly timed. Damn. Okay, well, we have 3 copies of this in the deck, so we'll get to it eventually. Don't need another land. We'll hold on to this in case they have some threatening enchantments. I'm not seeing anything just yet, but just something to keep in mind. I might play this card just to... no, because if they destroy it, then I'll only have 1. Parhelion. Okay. So our concern right now is to deal with getting this out of the graveyard. How do we do that, is the question. If I were to search for Azcanta, would they have the Void Rend to get rid of this? Or the March of Otherworldly Light? And I think the answer is yes. So we're not going to play the Search for Azcanta to destroy the first one. I'll maybe do that like once we get to turn 6. But there's no reason for me to do it so early. Damn! This thing's a problem. More land. Okay, so next turn we'll be able to Meat Hook Massacre. I think it'll be enough. Might return this to their hand. Whenever you attack, target... Yeah, I'll do this before they go to combat. What is the Ward 1? So we can't actually do it, because it'll counter it. Okay, so next turn we can play Meat Hook Massacre for not quite enough. This is going to hurt. We're actually about to be in a pretty bad spot for a little bit, but I think whenever you attack, target attacking creature connives. So both of these creatures would be able to connive if I don't drop this 4th white right here. I had to do that just so that they didn't have 2 creatures conniving in 1 turn. Oh, it's over. Here comes the 5/5. We're not quite where we need to be. Creates 2 angels. Swing for a fuck ton of damage. 8, 10. Yeah, that's a wrap. Tough one. So, what's good about this matchup is that we do have things to deal with these creatures. Fry is uncounterable and just knocks them right out of the air immediately. Deals with blue creatures, deals with white creatures. It's a great card for this matchup. We have lots of targeted removal. Not a whole lot of exile removal, though. So that's something to consider for when we change up what's going on in the sideboard here. This does kill quite a number of cards in the deck. It doesn't kill the Raffine, but Anger of the Gods might be okay to keep here. I'll drop 1. I'll bring in both Duress. We still have to get rid of 4 cards. So what is the least useful to me? Destroy target artifact is huge. So we have to keep Prismatic Command in. The ability to destroy an artifact at instant speed on their turn is a big deal. Now, enchantment, Planeswalker. Maybe I'm supposed to cut the Invoke Despair here. Because this will just make them sack a creature. Enchantment, Planeswalker. I'm not really fearing their Planeswalkers. Lots of white creatures in the deck, right? These are all white creatures. So maybe it's time to bring in the Noxious Grasps. This is just straight up perfect targeted removal. This is actually less useful in this matchup because of the fact that the creatures connive and gain counters. So we'll go Noxious Grasp. Then we'll go Power Word. Oh, I don't need Power Word Kill if I have... Look at this. Perfect removal. 2 mana, hits everything. I wonder if I even want Strangle. push also doesn't really seem to be hitting anything. But they might lower their curve, which is the problem. We'll cut a single strangle and go... We'll cut both strangle, go negate. Negate could be good too, just because it'll stop them from getting things into their graveyard the way they need to. So let's see how that goes. I think this might work. This is actually... We can't clear their graveyard, because we don't have things like Go Blank or Mind Rot or anything. But, what we're working with here might be just fine. No land, mulligan. This is an okay hand. We get to go in their hand and discard something. We're working towards the Fable into the Chandra. So this will do. Yes, we drop this land every time. This is going to be shocked in, because they're an Esper color, so they could have a black spell as well. And I don't want to get Thought Seized or Duressed on turn 1. Shock. I have nothing to remove this. But getting rid of this would be pretty huge. So we'll do that. We'll get rid of the Greasefang. Drop the Blood Crypt. Again, this gets indestructible whenever he discards a card. So something pretty scary to consider, to be honest. This next turn, I will pitch both of these land, only because the odds of me drawing another one are pretty high. And I also have this that can attack and give me a treasure. So they put the card into their graveyard. Oh, that sucks. It would have been so good to have that. I think we make them discard. If I play Chandra and I -3, they discard the card for sure, right? So my play should just be Chandra. If I +2... Okay. If I +1, I go to 5, which lets me see the top card of my deck. And I have so much removal in this deck that the odds of me drawing one have got to be pretty high at this point. I won't be able to cast it this turn, but that would bring me up to 5. And it would, of course, just attack me for 3. We'd keep it moving. Now, if I were to -3 and deal 4 damage, they just discard a card and they attack me for 3 next turn, and they're still up. So I think for me to actually keep the game moving here, I'm supposed to plus, get this exiled, which is fine, do 2 damage, and now they still have to hit me. So this gives me next turn 2 chances to draw a good card off the top of my deck. Ooh, that's a problem. We have so much removal for these cards. We've got a lot going on.
Now you've done it.
Just drawing land, unfortunately. So we will play a land first in case I get a 5-drop. Which one will it be? Blue, blue. We don't have any islands, unfortunately. That sucks. I think we'll just drop this black source. So we have triple black in case we draw Bolas here. Oh, look at that. We draw Bolas. So now the question is, do we want to destroy a creature? I think we're supposed to destroy a creature because this thing's got 4 power at this point. This will connive and they'll only be able to kill 1. If I were to kill this thing sticks around as a 4/2 and kills one of my planeswalkers. So it'll probably get rid of Bolas. Let's be real. If I plus, they have to exile a card from their hand. or a permanent they control. And if I do that, then they would only be able to kill one of my 2 planeswalkers. Alright, we're just going to destroy the creature. We can't, because it's got Ward 1. Okay, so this is what we'll do. Draw a card and make them exile 1. Then they have to attack. Ooh, this might be something. Just exile a swamp. This is just tough because this thing has Ward 1. Them being able to see so many cards is really problematic for us.
Watch it.
Defiance is infuriating.
You did not draw the Thoughtseize. Okay. We are not drawing what we need to draw today. I want to draw removal. One of the 14 removal spells in the deck. Drawing one of them would be huge right now. Okay. If I play Chandra again and dig for a removal spell, what happens? They'll kill it, right? Of course. But what else? If I pass, you attack here for 5. Or you attack here for 2 and then here for 5. X is the number of attacking creatures. Okay.
It's my turn.
And then it's Ward 1, we pay it. 'Cause we have to.
Oh, yep. You're flying.
And then they kill this, which is fine. This is buying us a little bit of time at least. We gotta get rid of this thing. This is a 1 mana creature giving us so much trouble.
I don't need this.
2 mana. No! No artifacts in the graveyard yet, but we're still top decking garbage. It's a land. Okay, if we don't draw one of the 14 removal spells in the deck, then this is just the game over. The only one that we drew, they thought seized. This has to be it. I don't even think it's going to be enough unless we draw like, yeah, I mean, we're just not, it's not happening. So I can gain 1 life, which would give me another turn. That's it. This might give me 1 more turn because I'm gonna use this before they go to combat, and we'll use it to get rid of the Akiba. I survived 1 more turn. 1 more turn. Oh. Did you draw the removal you needed? Oh my god, finally. I bet they drew the removal they needed, though. Indestructible. Very interesting you would do that. I'm just going to get it back. I'm looking for a removal spell right now. And we got it. That'll do it. This is really good for us. More land. Because we didn't have enough of it. What a grueling game. We might come back on this one, though. Get to their end step and dig. I'm trying to figure out what would be most helpful here. Probably a fry, because of other creatures. Probably fry. I think that's what we want on top. Just because it lets me hit Rafine. Lets me hit really anything in their deck. They're all white creatures. That's game. Whoo! They had us on the ropes, baby. They had us on the ropes. That was tough. All those white creatures. Look at how many removal spells we have, and it took forever to draw them. All 6 of these, the whole game was what I was screaming for. So we're up against Esper Greasefang without any exile removal at all. A wonderful removal suite that pretty perfectly counters them is what we have. However, it's not great. It's not great. I think Fatal Push we can go down to 1, bring in the power word kill because it hits it hits everything. It hits everything. We won't miss on Okiba boss. We won't miss on anything. And we can keep 1. That's fine. Cry, not all that useful, especially with that 4/4. Search for Ascant has been doing work, so we'll keep 3 in here. I think we just keep what we got. They're not playing any enchantments, right? It's just all creatures. And it's usually 1 creature at a time. I really, really want to... I don't know if this is going to be the place to pull it off, because they're not running enchantments. I'm not too bothered about drawing a card here. They're not playing Planeswalkers. This just draws me cards. Maybe that's not so bad. Maybe it's not so bad. What if I were to cut the Bolus Dragon God? No, I think what I have here is fine. I think this is the best that we can do. We might even be too top heavy. Like, this might be excessive. Alright, let's hope for the best. This looks promising to me. This is a really tough matchup, though. I've deliberately foregone the Graveyard Trespasser in this list, just because we already had too many 3-drops. But I'm really feeling a desire for Go Blank this turn. So we got the Blood Crypt, we got Prismari Command. We have a pretty good opening hand here. The only problem is that they go first. So let's get Thoughtseized and see what happens. Interesting. Oh, I'm so sorry. And they only... Okay. Yes. All problematic spells. I might end up duressing this before we get to turn 5. We'll see. But this has to go for sure. We can destroy an artifact with Prismari Command, so keep that in mind. Drop this here. If I'm going to Prismari Command next turn anyway, then I should just duress here. But I don't want to duress and end up like, you know, Okiba boss comes down next turn. So we'll save it. We'll save the duress. I don't want to put this in the graveyard and the next turn he plays Okiba boss. That's all. Okay, so now we have the Prismari Command. We're going for triple red. Because we can find black easily. Double red, I mean. We want to get Chandra and Rekindling Phoenix down. I could Prismari Command here. I could duress. I think it's best to just not play anything. Only because I don't have double black down, though. Because I can't duress and Noxious Grasp or something. Ooh, what are you shocking shit in for? You better chill. I could make them sacrifice an artifact at instant speed. I think we're just going to wait. There's no reason for me to do anything right now. Except shock this in for the duress. For the duress or Thoughtseize. Let's go Thoughtseize in case there's an Alkiba boss in their hand. And there is. So we're rewarded. Next turn they'll play the one guy. We'll play an artifact. We'll make him destroy it. So we are... This card's doing work, by the way. Since Expressive Iteration was banned, this has been really, really holding it down. Okay, so they're not going to play it. And it's a blue creature, so we'll have to power word kill. And we'll do it on their end step. We're going to hold this. I really, really want to play this right now, but I think it's going to hurt me if I do it. Enters the battlefield as 5 damage. I'm going to go for it. Because what they'll do next turn is they'll play... No, they might not play anything. This is fine. What we have here is fine. We have the Noxious Grasp in case they top deck the Alkiba boss. So we've killed, what, 2 so far? 1. Just 1. Okay. A 5th land, would that be nice? How much? 3 cards in the graveyard. We don't want to miss a land drop. We're fine with playing defensive here, I think. I don't think we're fearing anything right now. If I shock this in, then I can Noxious Grasp and... No need to shock anything in. I'll probably just throw a tap land down, hold up the Prismari command, and just chill. We just sit pretty and just, like, we're getting card advantage. We're seeing 2 cards per turn, and they're not. And so that's a good advantage for us to enjoy. This is fine. I could duress right now if I wanted to. I would probably take the Sky Sovereign. And again, we Prismari command if the Parhelion comes down. That's a pretty easy response. They haven't drawn a single Thoughtseize or Duress yet, which kind of sucks for them. Wouldn't do anything as I have Negate, but I know they're looking for it. Put that to the graveyard. We want to fill up the graveyard. More Fry. We are in a wonderful defensive position. What we're going to do is probably Castle Ventress on their end step if they don't play their Skyship Sovereign. Or Parhelion, excuse me. So I could counter it. Or I could Prismari command it. The question is, which would we like to do? Because I think that the play is to negate it. Draws 2 cards, discards 2 cards. If I do this, then what happens is I get to fill up my graveyard for this to flip. So we're going to let this enter the battlefield. I could create a treasure token. This was good. I kind of want this. Is that bad? Should I not want this? And so now we have 7 in the graveyard for this to flip next turn. Yes, we'll keep that. I might as well Thoughtseize. No, there's no need to. We'll just wait. Can I still activate this if I thought seize? I can. So we might. Let's do it. Even if this is a land, it doesn't hurt to check. Cool. And so now we can still as Kanta search for planeswalkers. Start to get ahead here. Cycle is fine. This card is fucking them up. Let me just say that. Planeswalker. One, two, three. So we still have up negate. Oh, not bad. Good top deck. That's probably the best thing that could have happened to them in that situation. Dude, again? Okay, so that's 2 Dovin's Veto top decks in a row. This creature just dies next turn, right? If we can find something for it.
Hey.
Hello.
Are you streaming?
I am. What's up?
Just thought about what you want to eat.
For dinner?
Yeah.
That's a good question. That's a good question. I'll have to get back to you on that one. I'm not sure. I assume we're cooking. We sell shrimp, right?
Oh, we need to defrost it.
Mm. Okay.
Maybe we can get takeout.
You want to do takeout? What are you thinking?
Yeah.
Pizza, Caribbean, sushi? I'm cool with all of the above.
What pizza are we thinking?
I'm
down with pizza.
I guess coal fire. I don't think we like anywhere else. I'm not eating anywhere else. I don't know about you.
Right. We'll pick it up, right?
Do you want to pick it up or have it delivered?
It's expensive to get delivered, isn't it?
Yeah, probably. You're right. I'd be cool with just getting Caribbean food, really. We don't have to go all the way out there for that. Ooh, is that what you prefer? You prefer pizza over the other two?
I guess I'll just eat a little bit of whatever you're getting.
Okay.
Just eat on pizza and something.
Okay. You bet. Enters the battlefield, it connives. We'll let them connive. We can just do 2 damage to it, create a treasure or something. Let them get to their end step. I think we just want a treasure token. We're doing buku damage right now. Oh my god. The top decks. Like, there's just nothing bad for us to draw in this matchup. We'll plus see if we can get a planeswalker off the top. No planeswalker. We just go ahead for the attack. Create another treasure token. Do we just dig for one? I think we dig for one. Ooh. Let's see what you're working with in that hand. Okay. A little greedy, but it's fine. We're in a great spot right now. I don't think they can come back. Ooh. I'm not letting you do that. And so in this matchup, we were able to outgrind them with Search for Azcanta and just having better removal in the deck. Like, these two answers everything they play. Except for the small bird, the conniving bird. What would that do? Let's go for it. They're not going to be able to do any of these things. We just have so much to do. Oh my god. Yeah, bro. Prismari Command, Fry, Noxious Grasp is the trinity to deal with Esper Greasefang. That's it. That was pretty good, I think. I think that was a pretty great matchup. They just didn't, like, drawing one card per turn was not doing it for them. So I wondered, did they not have any of the one spell that's like 2 mana, a blue and a white, I think, and you can like cycle cards. It's got flashback. It's new. I can't remember what it's called though. But I didn't see that once.